How's everybody doing? LAQ. With another tale from the ball. Or would you dare? Here you guys talk about everything cryptid, extraterrestrial, supernatural. You name it, we talk about it here. Extraterrestrial, supernatural, extra-dimensional, aliens, demons, serial killers, witches, you name it, we talk about it here. And tonight I have a doozy for you, okay? One of the guys, thanks for this thumbs up, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is what I don't, what I'm going to share with you guys tonight, every now and then I get a sub, one of you subs, you guys will send me a story or talk about a story, want to talk about a story. And I'm like, okay, cool. Sometimes we want to remain anonymous, which is understandable. And again, you guys that are listening, that are here, take the stories with a grain of salt, please, right? Don't take them and go, oh my God, this, that, and the third. Let your imagination flow is what we do here, right? So if there's some truth to it, right? All one of these stories has to be, only one of these stories that I tell you guys has to be right. And then everything else is the truth. Even if the stories in the past were bad or not truthful stories or whatever, that's whatever, right? But actually, when you get to those stories that are actually true, all you need is one story to make sense and be true and logical, okay? So you guys, all right, bear with me on that. And my condolences to in the fire situations going on in California, because this kind of has, this guy that gave me the story, he said he saw what started the fire back in 1991 in Portland, Oregon. Now I've done the research, I've looked, and I think it's the fire started in California, went up through Oregon, I believe. And I'm kind of confused by it because I know for a fact that there was a forest fire, a pretty big one too, because I was going to Seattle back in the day, back in 91, working on the album. So I took a Greyhound. The Greyhound took 5 days to get there. I know for a fact it's real. I know for a fact that I don't know if his story is real, but I do know that there was a forest fire. All right. So what I'm going to be doing is going to be showing you guys clips of footage from what happened. Okay. So the party don't start till you walk in. And now that you're here, let's begin. Let me share my screen with you guys. Share. Back up out of that. Let me back up out of that. Share screen. Let me see. This is what it looked like.
Roll out a 921. They should have these people don't
understand they gotta leave. They gotta leave their cars here. You go up, leave your cars, and walk. All right? I work in the park. You want me to get
You want to show them? You want them? Okay. Now this is what it looked like when I took my trip to Florida. So when you got that 91, I mean, at least did it. Took a break. It took 5 days to get there. AKK, and I can see the cars. That's how I get different back then. Very useful to you.
Cars are going to start to blow up, John. We better get.
You guys hear me pretty good?
Let's go, John.
these cars back here are gonna be fire. What color?
It was locked. I couldn't find her. It's locked.
White?
No, she's great.
Let's not get My God, I've never seen anything like that.
No.
Anybody live around here with us? Someone just at their house? Danger. You gotta get behind.
Now this is what I saw when I took that when I took my trip to Seattle. Again, working on the album, getting ready to work on the album. And changing, of course, changing one about really, really talented singer and trying to really kind of trying to make the video do its thing without talking and interrupting if you guys are too. He said much more has got left. Bear with me. I remember seeing it look just like that. Now this is tragic. So what I'm gonna do is pass here and make it. It pretty much is just looks like this. But I'm gonna pause it right there. That is what I saw. That's what it looked like when I was riding through Portland. That's exactly what it looked like when I was driving through Portland. Right, we were seeing airplanes and helicopters dropped water from, great heights and all that good stuff to try to contain the fire. And it was weird. It was wild, man. I mean, we had to go through a couple of detours so that we could actually get through, it's like a mountainside, but all you saw was trees, everything was on fire with smoke. It looked just like this. So that's what I saw when I was there. So the guy sent me, the firefighter that follows me, he sent me his story and said that it ain't what we normally think starting these fires. He said this is his story and this is what happened to him when he was a firefighter. And I believe he's an ex-firefighter now because he didn't specify, but that was a long time ago. It was like 91, so that's a long time ago. He should have been like retired or whatever at this point, I would assume. But nonetheless, he said what he saw changed him forever. Like it shook him to his core. And again, every now and then we'll get stories. Most of the stories that we get on Would You Dare are stories from you guys, and I can't validate them. All I can do is share those stories with the audience, and that's great and that's good. So again, take this with a grain of salt or however you process this, but I'm going to give you guys his story. Then I'm going to share with you some additional footage of what it looked weird to me, and it fit the description because he directed me. He said the closest that he could get to what he thought it looked like and what he had seen was he directed me to this particular podcast, and I'll share that with you guys as well. But let me go ahead and read his story with you guys. All right. He says that he and a coworker had just pulled up in a vehicle behind the initial blaze to prevent a back wave fire. To present a back wave fire. I don't know what that is, back wave fire. To extinguish the oncoming flames. They could see the fires coming, and the sky was really dark. In the distance in the sky, he could see planes and helicopters dropping water to control the flames. As they got out in their gear, they had noticed an unmarked vehicle, looked government issued, but they saw no one right away. So they radioed that they were in position and waiting for further instructions. In the sky, a bit in the distance, they could see one more water drop from a plane. Then they began setting up for backfiring. And I looked that up. It's in the direction for backfiring, in the direction of other members coming from the east. Backfiring is a tactic where firefighters intentionally set a fire line's inner edge in order to consume the fuel in the path of a wildfire or to change the direction it is traveling. I think that's what he meant when he said backway. I think he meant backfire, but back, he said backway, but backfire is here. When he and his coworker spotted an orb, he said in the sky, a streak, and it stopped on a dime in the sky. It was a glowing orb of he said, looked like orange plasma. Then it shot 3 objects to the area about 300 yards from their position. It scared them. They thought it was part of the fire situation. And the helicopter came into the scene to drop more water, and the orb shot away instantly before the helicopter got close by. So they were puzzled. But about 5 minutes later, men in hazmat suits showed up out of the smoke in front of them. And then they went to the unmarked vehicle and turned suddenly to address us being them. As if they didn't see us at first, they came aggressively to us and stated we needed to leave the area. We explained our being there as if our gear didn't clarify the already impending situation. But we noticed there was a weird satellite dish, like a dish network pointing in the sky on the other side of the vehicle. And they had strange looking packs on their backs, which had LN2 on it. And it looked like that. And I looked it up, and LN2 is liquid nitrogen. So they said, you must get out of here. There's more danger here than you know. There was a high-pitched screech that brought a silence all around us from like 3 positions, our 12, 3, and 9 o'clock positions. Then we saw them. 3, about 4 to 5 feet tall, yellowish, slim-framed creatures with large dragon-like heads. But built like humans to a degree. The men told us to leave, and just like that, these things slit like eyes started glowing orange, and their bodies started to give off that look like when you see the roads that are hot from the street in the summer. And the trees and ground near them started to catch fire. As soon as this happened, one of the men turned on his LN2 container and lit one of them up, and it fell to the ground and shattered. So I guess when liquid nitrogen hit the body, it shattered the body. The other two screamed and attacked the man, and he yelled, "Go, go." And then he was instantly incinerated, suit and all. The other man tried to assist, spraying one of the creatures, hitting it in the arm, and the arm fell off. And they attacked him as well. They got him down and started trying to get to him. He placed his weapon between them. I guess he was putting it between them so they couldn't hit at his face. They couldn't really get hits in, but they did enough damage. They did enough. We gripped our axes and grabbed our fire extinguishers and turned them on the monsters. They scurried away screaming. We checked on the man. He was in really bad shape. His faceplate was cracked, and he began to explain what was going on. He said that these things have been starting forest fires for a long time. Get that. Something in the smoke given off by the flames allows them to reproduce in the air. It's like they open portals to birth themselves, combined with our byproducts from the fires. We use that electromagnetic dish that you see on the truck to ward them off or make them crash. But they always manage to cause the fires that rage out of control. They're here to take over. They want the planet. The creature with the missing arm comes running out, knocking us back, and kills the man in the hazmat suit. My coworker begins chopping the creature with his axe until his body is vertically halved. I guess it cut him in half this way. But the blood spray burns his hands right through his gloves. They seem to catch fire. It was a powerfully ammonia smell. But I used the extinguisher to put him out, and the creature dies flopping on the ground. The remaining creature comes out to me and my injured colleague, ready to attack. I grabbed the LN2 gun, still attached to the hazmat man that was killed. As soon as it lunges, I fire, hitting it in the lower half of it. It shatters, screaming and crawling backwards towards the smoke. I move in to finish it off, but the tubes are still attached to the hazmat guy that was killed. The orange orb streaks in just above the trees and sends a beam hitting the injured creature. It vanishes. And the orb just hovers for a few moments when more unmarked government-style vehicles approach. In hazmat suits, men get out with weapons, and the orb streaks off. Then my superiors show up. The hazmat men apparent leader speaks to our leader guy, our main guy. And EMS tends to my colleague, and they ask me what happened. I'm in shock, but my colleague explains what happened, and I can only look to the burning sky, wanting their return. I know there's some horrible things out there, and I don't sleep well after seeing that. That's his story that he shared with me, and I'm sharing with you guys. So I can imagine that that's pretty much, that's pretty powerful. So again, I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's true or not. All I know is that he shared this story, and that's pretty wild. But let me show you guys where he directed me, because he said that the best thing that he's seen, and the reason that he presented this to me, was because he had seen this image and these images and on this show. So let me stop sharing that, and let me share another one. Share. Okay. Okay, now this was caught in Houston, apparently, March 30th. You can see 2015, 2:30 a.m. It's a MUFON case. MUFON is mutual UFO something. Got something to do with UFOs. But this guy directed me to this, and it's from, what's the name of the show? What's the name of the show? The show is called Houston, let me see. It's UAP Files Podcast, right? So I'm gonna give this guy his credit, but just using this, YouTube fair use. I'm just using this for, I'm just using this to show the information that I received and what was shown to me. So these guys get, it's fair use, but I'm gonna show as little as possible. Well, I'm gonna show as much as I can. Hopefully, I don't get copyrighted. Okay, so here we go.
March 30th, 2015. It was previously analysed by MUFON, and we'll see this absolutely incredible footage Peter's managed to find, and we'll share it with you today. Some of the footage is genuinely breathtaking. It's really super weird, but it's pretty breathtaking. First of all, what we'll do is I will play you the whole footage, the original, and then we'll jump into the conversation with Peter, and we'll play you the footage that he's managed to improve and restore, and just get that incredible clarity.
My guy said he saw.
So let's do that.
I don't know what orb he's talking about. He said this had an orb in it, so I'm not sure. That does look weird.
First of all, what we'll do is I will play you the whole footage, the original, and then we'll jump into the conversation with Peter, and we'll play you the footage that he's managed to improve and restore, and just get that incredible clarity. So let's do that.
Wow. Because there's an orb in here somewhere. Well, let me know, because I'm not seeing the orb. Unless he's calling that an orb. Okay, now it's losing its shape again. Like I said, man, there's some truly strange stuff out there, bro. I tell you. So I said, this is how you will, you guys. Grain of salt moment. Everything ain't the truth and everything ain't a lie. So I think that's what he means when he say orb. But let me get to fast forward and see if we can see some other stuff. Please.
Come on.
Oh yeah, there's the orb. Okay.
What the hell?
Okay, now it looks like an orb. Okay, almost fast forward. There's the orb. He said that's what it looked like when it approached him. Okay, now what's that? That's crazy.
Just so that people know. So how did you come across this video, and what made you sort of have a look at this one? So obviously we talked before. Anyone that's watching this now will see we had that discussion about the case from Colombia, and you did some sort of some image clarity stuff on that, and
real quick.
loads of views. That's loads and loads of interest in that. And people are sort of asking about your methods and stuff. So perhaps we can come on.
Okay, so as you guys could see clearly, there was something in that picture. So the orb that the guy sent. The story that the guy sent me, he said that the orb looked like the orb in this video, which is where he directed me to go to and check it out. So this is UAP Files podcast, right? Peter Osborne. So I don't, giving these guys credit for their podcast and their stream. So I'm showing you what he said that where he could view it, what he saw. So he directed me to this. So let me fast forward a little bit just to see. Let's see what Peter's talking about.
Things happening with them, like stuff climbing over them, and this can't be right. And I just didn't know what to do. I tried so many different techniques.
So this is zoomed in.
Debunk it, as I always do. Got fed up, deleted loads of stuff, which I haven't.
That's the guy who worked on it
at some point. And I went back and I got the frames. I started multiplying over to like 120 frames a second, 240 frames a second, really stretching it out. And I stretched it out to about an hour and a half. It's a 3 minute 29 second thing. And By using TIFF frames because there's no loss and it's like the highest frame. They were enormous. I mean, I was getting half a gigabyte for one frame. And I was thinking, I know. The one tonight, I found some tonight. Just by looking, I found something amazing in them tonight. And the actual image is 29 feet by 15 real world size. That's how big it blows it to, so you can get right in there. That's why. But also using slow motion.
Now he said that
multiple frames. You need the slow motion. You need them together. It balances it out. It freezes a moment in time, and it's a nanosecond. But I don't know what the ratio would be. And that's when I started to see all these crazy things and
stuff.
Amazing stuff. Every frame, I'm not kidding, every frame is a gem. Every frame has got a wonder on it. Right from when it's not really doing much, you can still see the stuff coming out the side. There's a little ship coming in. It's crazy. No one's going to believe this. They're going to look at this. I've got a treat that I'll tell you. The ship's coming in from the side. That changes over the frames. I was scrolling through, pick frame, next one, thinking nothing's happened. I was scrolling like hundreds of frames, and it has moved a bit. So it is like tiny increments. So Ennio ended up getting 200 and something gigabytes of data. And
I heard him say that there's something inside of the orbs and the spaceship or whatever that is. He said there's something inside of it. And it looks like it has a shape, it has a body, it has a form or something like that in it, right? And I'm trying, let me see if I can fast forward to where we can actually see that. Let me see. Okay, let me see right here.
I found them tonight, and I think I've got 178,000 frames in this folder from this footage. And I'm not kidding you, every single frame is gorgeous. It's got, I don't know if the colours are right, I don't know if it's what it's saying is real, but I've tried all the different filters. And when the filters when the quality is good enough, or when it's like okay for all of them to reach kind of a parity, and you can see there's hardly any change except for, say, like high fidelity, if you'll bring out some of the sharpness a bit more, I could maybe soften that down a little bit. They all level out. You know what you're looking at is there. I am convinced what I'm looking at for my enhancements is what this guy filmed. There's no, unless someone made that up.
Yeah.
And when you look at it as much as I am, I mean, I've really gone through this like insane. It drives you nuts. I can't see anything else.
When you sent me some of the images and video, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at this footage that you sent me, thinking, what? This is. I mean, it's incredible. This is like, what the hell am I looking at? Like you said, there's some frames where you. I mean, talk me through. What are you seeing?
Now that looks like something. Looks like a creature, but this is in this is in the sky, you guys. This is not on the ground, and that does have a lizard-looking head. And look at the body, and it looks like a tail to me. I mean, you guys tell me what you think. I don't know what that is. It looks like there's the head, there's the arm, there's the other part of the arm, there's the leg. It looks like something is gestating, or something is it looks like something is being born or coming through a portal. That's what it looks like to me. I mean, you tell me. You guys tell me.
When you look at this footage and frame by frame, what are you seeing?
Yeah, so obviously the movement, I've frozen it, taken a minute slice of that, and I can go right in to each aspect of it. So they say there's like a dozen of these. They're not lights. I know if they're not lights, they're holes in the thing, whatever it is, because you can see inside, you can see depth, and you can see foreshortening on things that are moving inside.
In Houston. Above, it's in space.
It's insane.
It's in the sky, just floating at night.
I'm looking at it going, it can't be real. I've fallen out with it so many times because it's like it's bizarre. It's like something you'd see on a deep sea underwater thing.
Yeah, you said that sort of aquatic.
Down. Yeah. You know, those crazy looking jelly type things, jelly things, right? there are jellies. People are going to go for this. There's jellies on this, all right, with the things inside the jelly, whatever it is. There's a coating around, and it's got a translucency, and you can see the sharpness of the foreground of whatever it is disappearing into this translucency. There's a depth to it, a thickness, you know, and where it can't recognise a shape, it gives you a best guess, right? And they're using just a plain form. But one of the plain forms, I can see like ridges. I thought, that looks strange. Click through the next few frames, you know, like 20 or 30 frames, and it actually moves round, and it's kind of a swirl thing. So it's there, you know, and it has got depth. It is moving. But there are so many crazy things going on with it. I mean, it's just like what got me with the yes, this is real, right? What got me with that was I was looking at one of these holes, looking inside it, and I could see like almost like a septum, you know. There was a structure thing from top to bottom. It was almost like a limb, you know. It was like a sinew.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, you know, that's quite. And then I looked next door. There's some more, 3 or 4 different sizes, and they all had this forming thing.
I mean, look at that. Look at that.
So
What
it
is
wasn't.
that?
I kept thinking,
Somebody help me. Tell me what y'all think it is. I don't know.
These are different
We got
ones.
4 people hit that like
the same thing.
4 people. We got 2
So,
movies and 4 likes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so the original footage is so it's like it's almost like multiple objects. It's like a cluster of.
Look at that.
I don't know how you describe it. I don't see that very often. Like you see a couple of orbs maybe, or one type of craft, but having this sort of it's very unusual. Very unusual.
And I'll tell you what, you can't really see and appreciate that without doing the frame. You need to get the frames, because if you try and slow it down, you're going to get blurs. You can't do it steady enough. I suppose you can do frame advance. I like the frame method, right? It's time consuming and intense, but you can really see stuff. But I was going to say, everyone can have a look at this themselves, but obviously not unless you get an enhancer or use an online enhancer. There are free ones there. You can get it done. I used to do colorizing online. I think AVC do one, but there's DaVinci software, right? It's free. Version 19's out. It's bloody brilliant, and it's a bit of a learning curve because it's not, well, it's for me because it wasn't like other software I used. But I've been following tutorials. I followed tutorials for the upscaler, this wildlife photographer, and I've copied his methods with these shapes, with these lights, holes. But if they get the DaVinci, grab the video from YouTube or whatever, you know, you can Bandicam it. You can put it into that and then export it as frames yourself, so you can get it out as 30 frames a second.
Let me see if I can get some more good
you
stuff.
can slow it down as well. You can do slow motion with it. So right down, and then break it into frames. And then you've got
because he's
a good snap.
Yeah.
Obviously, the resolution won't be as high, but you get dimensional depth with it. There's stuff inside, and you know what the hell is it? Someone made it fantastic. They've done a really good job.
Again,
really, I mean,
let me see. I think there's let me see. I'm gonna put it to the point where you can actually see it moving again.
Depth, you know, and it's moving. And
look at that.
It's like an embryo, isn't it? It looks like an embryo.
You already say embryo.
Absolutely. And part octopus as well. Some, you know, the way octopus heads are, that kind of, some of it looks like that. And there's like claw things. Some of it's a bit scary, you know. You see faces everywhere. You can't help that, can you? It's human.
Look at that. Look at that. Looks like face. Looks like eyes.
Weird.
Look
but
at
they
that.
move around.
It looks like,
you know, it's like one, that's it. You can follow them over successive frames, which got me going. This is a real.
Let me go back a second.
Thing, whether it's real and
okay.
Yeah.
An embryo.
Absolutely. And part octopus as well. Some, you know, the way octopus heads are, that kind of, some of it looks like that. And there's like claw things. Some of it's a bit scary, you know.
Yeah,
you see faces everywhere.
Okay. Now y'all see this? Look at that, man. It looks like eyes. Looks like a head, looks like eyes. What, I mean, if you guys can you, I hope you guys can see that. Look at the face looking out at us and look at the eyes, right? What is this, man? I mean, right over Houston. What is that? What could that? I'm at a loss for words, and I'm starting to believe that the dude that sent me that information, he wasn't playing. He was legit. I mean, damn, this is impressive. So let me let it keep going.
You can't help that, can you? It's a human thing. That's a face.
Look at that.
And weird, but they move around.
That looks like a lizard.
Like one. That's it. You can
looks like a lizard. Look at the head. They are. Look at that, man.
follow with successive frames, which got me going. This is a real thing. Whether it's real initially is another matter. But
I've seen some really, I mean, like the Camburgus UFO, Yaos in Yemen. That was crazy, but that was like high. It came across like very high zoom, really good resolution. It's never been fully debunked. Like people know that it's a real thing, it's out there, but misidentified. So they're suggesting it's misidentified. It's a cruise ship, or it's the side of a marina, the marina walls, or somebody suggested that it was like a camera lens that someone zoomed in on. Anyway, so long story short, it's a real object, whatever it is. But people are saying he's misidentified or he's making it up or whatever. So, you know, that sort of really clear footage of UFOs exist. People argue over what it is. But something like this, I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen anything like this before. It's so unusual and unique.
Yeah, because
the first thing I saw was this thing looks like a stripped bone, but it's translucent. You can see through. You can see the thicknesses where you would expect to see. It's thin on the length, and there's like a knuckle thing, and it goes to the top. But it's not firm because it moves around the inside of this light and then changes.
You guys done a lot of research
on the side. I'm thinking no one is going to believe. I can't believe it. Looking at it, I'm so blasé about looking at what I'm seeing now.
Yeah,
this could be a real thing, you know.
I think you're probably like me, Peter, where we will sit there for hours and just stare at a piece of footage and frame by frame, and sort of expand it and zoom in, and I'll spend hours looking at a piece of footage, hours and hours, and planet Earth, and it's got this kind of metal construction, and it's got these
weird, but they move around. They're not just like one.
Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna leave it right here. I'm gonna leave it freeze frame right there. I mean, you guys tell me what you think it is. I mean, look at that. I'm gonna wrap it up. But you guys tell me what you think it is. You saw it with your own two eyes. So the guy that sent me the firefighter, and I wonder if he's watching. Because I would love to get. If they want to remain anonymous, that's fine too, so we can get the stories out. And we can have these talks. I mean, what is this thing, man? Like, it's over Houston, and they said it was huge. Looks like a dragon head to me, is what he said in the description. Looks like an arm right there. Looks like the body. Looks like a leg, and looks like a tail, right? And you can clearly see the head. This is the other part. It broke into different parts. So I don't know what to say. I do know we're looking at something, right? And you can see that in the original video in the beginning, you can clearly see it's up hovering in the sky over Houston. It's not on the ground. Man, like I say, man, always look up, man. Be mindful of your surroundings because you never know what's around you. So that's creepy. I mean, what in the world is this? What could this possibly be? Like, that's crazy. Impressive, but crazy. And it's scary all at the same time. So again, when we do a lot of these, like I said, when we do Would You Dare, we talk about everything. So we're going to touch on things that you might be that are conventional, things that are unconventional. We talk about a lot of stuff, and that's what makes this a good thing, because again, we travel all over to try to find stuff like that and see stuff like that. I mean, on the rare occasions we do find stuff and we do see stuff, and we try to document it and take pictures and make videos of it and things like that. We saw orbs at the other apartment in Austin. We saw orbs up in the sky, and they were red, and they were floating and glowing around like that. It was weird. And then, like, I couldn't get it on camera. I tried to put the camera up and couldn't get the camera to focus in on it. And I was surprised that the other workers, they had workers. It was early in the morning, and the workers didn't recognize anything going on. I thought that was strange, because the two of us saw it clear as day. And I even made a video, and I caught some of it. It's in the archives. Again, if you guys, like I said, if you want to go look at that stuff on my channel, you can. But I appreciate all the new guys and gals that have signed up and following with me. Again, we're still working on the good stuff, the new stuff. I mean, tell me what you guys think. Would you dare? What's that? Stranger unresolved mysteries lies all over the world that can't be explained. Yeah, I mean, ain't it crazy, man? Because sometimes we forget to look up. We're too busy looking down at the ground and too busy, encapsulating all the things that are going on around us. And we don't take the time to look up and just see what else is going on, right? Because there's always something going on around us. And y'all know, like, we did that drone thing a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, and we're seeing stuff with these drones all over the place, man. And this was done about 2 weeks ago, I think. So I literally don't know what to tell you. I appreciate that guy sending in this story, because this is impressive. And this is the guy Peter Osborne, I think that's his name. He's the one that did all the research and the zooming in and the breaking it down. He's the one that found all the stuff that was wrong. He found it. So there you have it. There you have it. So would you dare want to be caught out there seeing some stuff like this and having this thing come after you? Right? Make sure you guys like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to close this bad boy out. I just wanted to share that with you. That's what we normally do on Would You Dare. We get a story. A lot of times we'll get something from you guys. You guys send a story in. We talk about it. We discuss it. We bang it out. We postulate on what these things could be. Yeah, I'm glad when you guys send stories in, because you kind of can. The funny thing about it is, not so funny, but then when you send me to a direction where you can say, well, hey, check out this, and this is what I saw, something similar, it kind of has more weight. And that's what this guy did. And he directed me to where to go look. And if this thing did happen, if these things are causing forest fires to use in the sky, because he said they're in the sky, what the hazmat guy was telling him, they're in the sky, right? And they use the smoke in some kind of way to either incubate them or help them develop into whatever they are, coming through whatever portal or whatever spaceship, whatever this is, and develop, right? So what do you say to that? Literally, what do you say to that? Because you're looking at it right here. And then he said the government vehicles and the two guys that were killed, that were in the hazmat suits and the liquid nitrogen, and they knew to have the liquid nitrogen in order to fight the fire things or whatever the heck they were, right? I mean, you got to think, this is the guy that sent this story into me. This is one for the books. I mean, this is definitely one for the vault. I don't know. What do y'all think this is? I mean, you guys are looking dead at it. What do you think that is, man? Because the video shows you it moves. I got it freeze frame right now. He's got it freeze framed also, right? That way you can see it. But he also showing you where it's moving. I'm thinking aliens too. Aliens, demons. I mean, stuff come in all forms. But he said they want the planet. He said they want to take over the planet. And apparently they can't whatever they're doing in the air with the forest fires and starting the fires that he said that they did, they have to be in the air. Some stuff, NASA has proven some stuff on the space station. Some things can't be performed or developed in Earth's gravity. It has to be in like zero gravity or off the ground in order to develop certain things, certain metals, certain elements. What's his name? I can't think of his name. Guy with the glasses, used to work at Area 51. I'm drawing a blank. He talked about it. I'm saying, man, I'm impressed. And like I said, you guys keep sending. I hope they keep sending stories in like this. Again, it would if I saw something like that, oof, well, that would and I don't scare easy. That would make me a little bit nervous. I can't even lie. That would make me a bit nervous. But again, shout out to UAP Files podcast and Peter Osborne for this information, and the anonymous firefighter that follows me. I appreciate you as well for this incredible story and this direction that you showed us and you went into with your story. Because all of this, man, we would have never seen this. I had no idea this was even a thing until you directed me to this. And you said you saw this. You were out there working. You're out there trying to put out fires. And something like this attacked you. Smaller, but attacked you. Because they're saying this thing was huge. They're saying these things are huge in the air because you got to zoom in to see them and they're way off in the distance. And then they broke up. So again, God, I don't know, man. This is like I said again, this is, let me do this one more time. Because that is it. What we're looking at with the alien looking thing, that's it in action. And now it's breaking up, see? He's zooming in. Yeah, you never know. Look at that. I love it. I love it. I don't want to knock on my door, but I love it. And it keeps changing shape. Shapes. It keeps changing shape. All right. I'm going to close it out. I'm going to close this thing out. I appreciate everybody stopping by. You should hit that like button instead. We should have had 5 thumbs up. We only got 2. That gets the algorithm popping and gets everything jumping. Remember, you guys, I do have additional new work coming out, a new horror novel coming out next month, and an animated comic book series battle that you guys are requesting, especially guys in England, the Battle for Stonehenge. It's almost finished. It should have been finished, but it's almost finished and ready to go. We're going to get that other book out. You can see the ads on Dante's Boxing Network. We got ads on that as well. And tell me what you think. Would you dare want to be cut out there and see something like this and have something like this attack you? How would you feel? How would you move? How would you dance around this situation? I'm gonna keep it coming. I'm gonna keep the work coming, Pink Unicorn. I gotta keep it coming. I gotta keep that work going. I got dreams, man. I got dreams. I want to leave a nice little legacy behind, and it can't be done without you guys. And I appreciate everybody that steps in and stops in, and that even donate. Even if they donate 50 cents, I was glad to see the 50 cents because it helps. It helps with something. So, with that being said, let me close this thing out. Now, remember, you guys, check the dark closets. Check the dark recesses of your home. And if you happen to work late at night, I want you the wee hours of the morning, when you step outside, check under your car, check around your car, check inside of your car, look up, because you never know what's lurking in the dark, waiting to make you a story. And this has been L.A. Kendrick with another tale from the water, Would You Dare? And until next time, you guys stay safe, look out for my new work, and fill in the rest.